This is the Lake Tahoe Citizens Media Group, presenting from Kings Beach, California. We will be discussing how a proposed $50 million highway project in Kings Beach is going to create heavy congestion, harm the North Tahoe region, and delay emergency response, hindering mass evacuation routes. What's worse is that this project is seeking $17 million of Obama stimulus money. I need to point out that only one of the two proposed project alternatives creates congestion. This also happens to be the alternative supported by the Tahoe Regional Planning Agency staff, the TRPA, and by Placer County. There is an enhanced 4-lane option and an enhanced 2-lane option with a center turning lane. Both options include bike lanes, large sidewalks, and downtown beautification. The primary difference between these two options is merely 8 feet of Main Street. While 8 feet seems minimal, this reduction in highway capacity will create serious congestion. An engineering analysis by renowned company Roundabouts and Traffic Engineering concluded that this project was being designed to fail and would immediately enter into a level of service F, or in layman terms, gridlock. In response to the Kings Beach Highway project, Chief Michael Brown of the North Lake Tahoe Fire Department asks the TRPA to consider the flow of evacuation routes and access routes for emergency personnel and equipment during emergencies, and that such consideration will ensure safety for resident visitors of North Lake Tahoe. Chief Brown reminds the TRPA that there are limited access routes to North Lake Tahoe and urges them to consider this when casting their vote. Seen here are the emergency response and evacuation routes for Crystal Bay and Incline Village. If a fire were to erupt on the east side of Incline Village, routes A and C would likely be shut down, leaving Route B through a congested Kings Beach as the primary evacuation route, as well as the primary route to bring in resources and manpower to fight the fire. A trend in the high Sierras of increased droughts will lead to a trend of increased fires. The Angora Fire illustrates the need for prompt emergency response. The adverse effects of congestion have led to the staunch opposition of 2 lanes or the support of 4 lanes as superior by the Washoe County Sheriff, the Placer County Sheriff, the California Highway Patrol, Caltrans, and Senator Dave Cox. Supporting a plan that increases traffic congestion is supporting a plan that delays emergency response. This delay can equate to the loss of life, loss of property, and will endanger our brave emergency respondents. The Washoe County Sheriff has taken a tough stance on this project and has submitted comments on the highway project. The Sheriff's Office states, "The inability to serve our citizens in a timely manner is an unacceptable consequence of this project." Very strong words. The ability to get vehicles through Kings Beach is critical. The letter goes on. The congestion in Kings Beach would be detrimental to the citizens and visitors of Crystal Bay and Incline Village. It would create serious delay in emergency vehicle response and thereby create additional hazards to the public. The Washoe Sheriff's Office opposes the 2-lane proposal.
The California Highway Patrol echoes the concerns of the Placer County Sheriff's and the Washoe County Sheriff's Office of Nevada. CHP is in agreement with Caltrans as well. CHP's chief concern is the timeliness of emergency response and the ability for mass evacuation, reminding us that access to and from Kings Beach is limited to 2 routes for ingress and egress, Highway 267 and Highway 28. The CHP supports the enhanced 4-lane option as superior. With the galvanization of these emergency response agencies, one would think that the 2-lane option didn't have a chance of approval. However, politics are often blind to sensibility. In closing, I'll comment on the environmental documents released by Placer County, in which they are legally required to review a project's effect upon emergency response. Unfortunately, the review is less than satisfactory. In Tahoe City, emergency responders can use the center turning lane to bypass traffic. In Kings Beach, due to the landscaped single-lane roundabouts with the center turning lane medians leading up to them, the emergency vehicles are forced to get into the traffic queue and wait until all of the traffic circulates out of the area in and around the roundabout. Now, during peak hours, which will suffer from heavy stop-and-go traffic, it will be very difficult for drivers, especially the vacationers who are unfamiliar with our road, to evacuate this area. Look at this design and picture it with traffic congestion from one side of the map to the next. They look great if you don't picture the congestion, but they are not proper for Kings Beach. Another failure in the analysis of Placer County. They don't acknowledge the effect upon emergency response of traffic backed up 267 and SR 28 east of Crystal Bay. The road is much more narrow on these stretches, taking up valuable time as the emergency response vehicles wait in the traffic queue for an appropriate passing location. And unfortunately, drivers are often really bad at getting out of the way of emergency vehicles. In closing, I'll quote Caltrans. After careful review of the traffic operations for this project, we believe that the 4-lane option is superior. This alternative minimizes congestion and delays during peak periods and improves pedestrian safety at Bear Street with the installation of a new signal. Thank you for learning about the issues facing North Lake Tahoe. To learn more about $50 million being tossed down the drain in a poorly planned project, please review the other webisodes produced by the Lake Tahoe Citizens Media Group. Citizens Media, signing out.